All right, we got a late addition and then we got another guy that is, usually the only people that have the money are the Mexican defendants and the Amish. They always come with enough money to pay, and you're here ready to go. David Zambrano. Is he in custody? He was here. David Zambrano.
I think he's outside the door, sir.
All right. David Zambrano. He's busy.
How you doing today?
Doing all right. It's a Tuesday. We got lots to do and we're making progress. Mr. Zambrano, we've had a hard time getting you in here. We got a lot going on here. In file 251521, you got a ticket on July 29th for driving without insurance and no valid license in possession. Those are both written under state statute. On July 25th, you got charged with driving with an unregistered vehicle in file 1523. On July 14th, you got charged with driving suspended and unregistered vehicle. That one's under White Pigeon ordinance. So July was a bad month for you. Then we said this a couple times. The city or the village of White Pigeon in the July 14th case has agreed to dismiss the charges if you plead to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. I'm not sure what the county's position would be on the other charges. And frankly, I don't know why they didn't charge him with driving suspended on all 3 days. Let's take a look. And then you'd missed a date and then they reset it and I don't know what happened, but oops. It's the last guy.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm appearing here today, pro se, in the special appearance sui juris and in propria persona. I respectfully assert my rights to represent myself and have my constitutional rights recognized and upheld throughout these proceedings.
All right, well, that's certainly your right.
Thank you, sir.
You live in South Haven?
Actually, I'm the sojourner of the land. I don't have a residency yet.
Well, the reason I ask,
I once did,
if
sir.
I need to send you mail, I need to know where to send it.
Right now, I do not have an address.
All right. Well, you do certainly have a right to represent yourself, and I don't have a quarrel with that. What do you want me to do? Set these for a trial? Or set a pretrial on all of these? Some are under White Pigeon ordinance, some are under state statute. You can help alleviate this by getting insurance, getting a license. It looks like you have some out-of-state problems. And you haven't had anything on your Michigan record in a long time. 12 years or more. So how would you like me to proceed here?
What are the charges? Again, all the ones
Well,
that,
right now, you're not doing a very good job of representing yourself because you don't even know what you're charged with. Let me tell you again. You're charged with no insurance. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail, a fine of not less than $200 and not more than $500. That was on July 29th. On that same day, they charge you with no valid license in possession, even though your license is suspended. They didn't charge that. No operator's license in possession is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. On July 25th, take a look at that one. One, 5, 2, 3. No, that's the 29th. It's the same as the others. You got no insurance, no ops on person, unregistered vehicle. That was on July 29th. And those are all under state statute. On July 14th, you got another ticket. Take a look at that one. 1560. And that one, they filed a formal complaint that alleges that you were driving suspended and you had an unregistered vehicle. And that is under White Pigeon ordinance. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. That carries 2 points and it requires that your license be suspended. And then they charge that you have an unregistered vehicle. You could help all of these if you got insurance, a registered vehicle, and worked on getting your license back. So one thing I could do is set all these cases for a pretrial on the same day with the White Pigeon Village attorney and the county attorney and see if they can come to some resolution of all the charges. Is that acceptable to you?
actually, no, I have a few questions I need answered before we
Okay.
proceed. I don't understand the nature and the cause of this action against me. And I'm, is this a civil or criminal? It's criminal.
All right. You were here with your mom and she's here with you. So it's good that you support each other. She asked me the same question, which points out to me that you're not qualified to represent yourself if you don't know the difference between a criminal matter and a civil matter. These are criminal matters. They could result in a jail sentence and a sanction on your driver's license.
Thank you, Your Honor. Should the record reflect this is a criminal action then?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just got to look at my papers and stuff.
All right.
Not,
Yeah, look at your papers and stuff.
so my next question about it is, Constitution grants this court 2 types of jurisdictions.
Yes. All right, we're not going to get into this, what I call jabberwocky. That has no legal effect. I don't know where you get it or where your mother got it from a online source or somebody that told you this, or they're giving you bad information. These are criminal matters. They're not terribly consequential. Normally, you wouldn't go to jail for these, although they do carry a potential jail sentence. You don't necessarily subscribe to our system, but I certainly don't subscribe to whatever you got written on the paper there. I propose we set this for a pretrial and you try to get a registration and insurance and then come in and share it with the prosecutor and the city attorney and see if we can resolve everything. If we can't, we can set it for a trial, including a jury trial, I suppose. It's two different incidents. So it would have to potentially be two different cases. What I propose is you trying to do some things to get situated and have a pretrial with the city attorney and the county prosecutor.
Your Honor, I'm going to have to object to that. I need, before we can proceed, I need to know, it's upon the authority of the Sixth Amendment, I need to know the nature and the cause of these charges. Now, could you tell me if it is a common law?
No, these are statutory offenses written under the authority of the people of the state of Michigan. One of these is under the insurance code and one is under the motor vehicle code. The others are. And I don't really wish to engage in this discussion. We've got about 40 other people waiting for their case. And you want to talk to me about how many angels can fit on the head of a pin. You're charged with two separate traffic offenses on two separate occasions. You have a right to have an attorney. I'd be happy to appoint one for you, but you don't want one. You want to represent yourself, which is your right, but you don't have the right to waste my time. So if you either want me to set it for a pretrial, I can do that. That would be my preference. Then you can sit down with both prosecutors, ask these questions, and see if it can be resolved. If it can't, we can set it for a trial, either in front of a judge or a jury. So what would you rather do here today?
Well, on the authority of the Sixth Amendment, I'm asking that the court discloses the jurisdiction that I ask.
I just did.
You said it's a statutory jurisdiction?
Yes, you're
Okay.
supremely unqualified to represent yourself in this matter because someone sold you a packet of information that has no relevance in the modern universe that we live in. So I'm going to set this for a pretrial.
Your Honor, that would be practicing law from the bench if you proceed without me.
I'm a lawyer. I'm a judge. I practice law from the bench. I do it every day, all day. And
Keith is just like, stop it. There's nothing else you could possibly say. It's fun.
I'd like to, I do have a few more questions about this.
I don't have any more time to answer your questions. I have a question for you. What do you want me to do with it? Set it for a pretrial or set it for a trial?
Under a statutory jurisdiction, I've never heard of, I need to know where I can find the published rules of the criminal procedure under that.
Well, you can certainly find them on the internet. They're in the public library. You just put the number of the citation, 257904 under the Michigan compiled laws. All right.
Was that
Mr. Stickley is the chief public defender. He's had an opportunity to talk with you. Mr. Stickley, what's your recommendation here?
My recommendation would be to set it for a pretrial. I'm happy to spend a few moments with this gentleman and show him where the statute is
All
and
right.
where he can Google or library.
And he's entitled to have copies of each of the tickets and the complaints, and so he can see it. So if you'd like, we'll get copies of their tickets for you. You got the ticket, but there's a formal complaint. I'm gonna set it with joint with the city and county for 2 weeks. October 7. Mr. Stickley is the chief public defender, and he's not exactly representing you, but he's here to make sure that your rights are protected. And he also can give you some advice and maybe point you in the direction of what you want to do. Again, it would be helpful if you would come in with insurance and a proper plate and perhaps an effort to get your license back. You don't want to stay on the driving suspended merry-go-round because it's very hard to get off of it. Once you get suspended, you live near White Pigeon. The other problem is I don't have an address for you, so I need a mailing address. When you go out to the, we can use your mom's address, but I'm going to need you to give the clerks some sort of address where we can send things to you.
Could you deliver it general delivery to the post office?
Well, you can give them that.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna want you to take him out, get him a proper notice for that pretrial on the 7th. Mr. Stickley will meet with you and get some of that information that you're looking for. All right, sir, I'll see you on the 7th.
All right, that was Law Nerds Unite and Lady Knoll 77's fault. Although a bunch of other people also sent it to me, including Alyssa. I've got another one. This one right here is Lab Matt's fault. I haven't seen it yet, but he usually has good stuff.
Is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Hello at the jail. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Middleton.
It's this shit.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering, like, what is it? Like, what?
Okay. Well, here. Let me.
Any relation to Judge Middleton? I doubt it for some reason.
Call the case. Now calling case number 10W195144. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Robert Middleton. Can you just state your name for me, please?
Robert Middleton.
Okay, thank you. So this is a traffic citation from 2010. You have a balance of $222 in this. So my impression is that you are going to be in custody until at least sometime in October.
What, I'm not understanding. Like, what is? I'm
Yeah, Braley's fun. I like her.
not understanding.
Okay. So this was a citation from July 3rd of 2010 for parking in a handicap spot. Okay. The ticket was never paid off. You have a balance of $222. So
Worked on a handicap spot. What?
yeah.
What vehicle? What vehicle was it? Because I don't remember parking in. I know better not to park in a handicap spot.
Okay. Well, this was what, 15 years ago at this point. So it was a Cadillac. So what I'm going to do is set a follow-up date in a few months. Okay. If the balance is paid in full before you see me next time, then that hearing date will be canceled. You won't have to come. Otherwise, we can have a conversation at that point. All right?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
So you're saying that I parked in a handicap spot and everybody knows I'm about to be released, so now like they're trying to like keep me in here because you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I'm
Okay.
released October 2nd, and so
Yeah.
like now all of a sudden I got like
Yes, dummy. Yes, when you get arrested for something else, then the authorities will sit there and bother you about all the other crap that you blew off or for the past couple decades. Yep, that's how it works. It's not based on your convenience.
Okay, so the ticket's not going to hold you. Okay, this is not going to keep you in. All right, this is a civil infraction citation, so it's not going to hold you. There was no warrant on this or anything. Okay, so I guess it came up that you were in custody and we had a citation for you, so here you are having a hearing on it. All right, but this isn't going to keep you in. So yeah, it looks like you've got your next court date, you've got two. I'm seeing one on October 2nd and one on October 3rd. Okay, on the other stuff that you've got going on. So whatever happens with those, happens with those. That's why I'm gonna set this out in a few months. We'll see where you're at. Okay, and at that point, if you're able to pay it, great. If you're not, then we'll have another conversation then. Okay, but this isn't gonna hold you.
So you're saying that I'll still be released, but I can pay this when I get out?
Yeah, yeah, this is
Okay.
this is not going to hold you. I'm not
What
holding
type
you on
of
a 15-year-old parking ticket. That would be,
I mean, this is crazy, man. Just like how the law be working. But what Cadillac was this?
Yes, that's how the law be working. That's not how English works. But that's how it works, my man.
it looks like it was a 1990 Cadillac, might have been white, Michigan plate.
So it must have been my Fleetwood.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think, like, where was
Well,
I parked at?
Oh, sweet Jesus. I think he thinks he's flexing. About an ancient Cadillac. Like like everyone's gonna be impressed. That's what I think is going through his little feeble brain right now.
I don't know what to tell you at this point. It's a civil infraction. It's a handwritten civil infraction for handicap parking. So I don't know what to tell you. All I've got is the ticket, and I'm showing that you've got a balance. We can talk about it again once you're out. Okay?
Okay, I'll be straight there. Where is your court located at?
This is the 14B District Court. That's Ypsilanti Township. So it's the courthouse that's off South Huron River Drive over by Whitaker Road.
Okay, could I get that information? My hut, like where I'm at.
Um, what I can
So
do,
that way I know, like, once when I get out, I can go straight there and pay. Like,
okay, yeah,
'cause,
no,
I
that
mean,
works.
this is
What,
crazy.
well, okay, so what I can do is put you in a breakout room with a public defender. They can get your contact information, okay? Do you have like a phone number and stuff that you can, that you know off the top of your head or
I
no?
can give him like an address so he can like, but like I don't remember my number and I done been in here off of a lie so freaking long that my phone is probably off. I mean,
Okay, then Attorney Dadush, do you want to talk to him in a breakout room?
this is
I
crazy.
could talk to him, yeah.
Okay, it would just be for some sort of exchange of contact information, but otherwise you just have to contact the 14B District Court once you get out, okay?
Okay, I will definitely do that.
They'll have the information about where the 14B District Court is and at the jail, but I'll talk to you about that in the breakout room.
But yeah, and just explain, it's a
Happy birthday, Josh.
show cause hearing for a 15-year-old parking ticket, like, it's not holding him, okay? So,
Yep.
all right, I will open up the breakout rooms, thank you. And then, once you're done in the breakout room, Mr. Middleton, you'll be free to just go to the door and tell the jail that you're done, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, hello.
You may have to knock on the door and have the jail move you into the breakout room.
Oh shit. Breakout room.
Locke on behalf of the petitioner Kira Boyce, who appears in my office and via Zoom.
May it please the court, the respondent April Boyce appears with counsel Jessica Levitt via Zoom.
Exciting and new.
Very well, this matter was scheduled to come before the court this morning for an in-person trial today in district court. However, the court was informed that there has been fairly much a settlement of all issues in the case, or at least most of the issues in the case. Ms. Locke, can you clarify the current status of this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, we have reached complete agreements with one exception, and that is how Miss Boyce's personal property will be collected from the marital home. The parties could not agree on that, so we're asking the court to hear argument on that today and then issue a ruling.
Okay, using the first names of the parties for clarification, who needs to pick up property?
April Boyce needs to pick up property from Kira.
Okay. All right. Ms. Levitt, would you agree with the announcement made by Ms. Locke regarding the one issue that remains?
Yes, Judge.
All right. As the proponent of needing to pick things up, I'm going to have April's counsel go first. What do you need to pick up, and how are you proposing to the court that you do it?
Thank you, Judge. There is a property list attached to the party settlement of items that they have agreed that my client still needs to pick up from the marital residence in some form or fashion. That includes everything from personal items left behind that are small and easily packed into a car, through to furniture such as a queen size bed and some dressers that is going to require something like a U-Haul truck, and the assistance of at least one other person to do so. My client is requesting the right to go to the personal property or the marital residence to pick up her personal property, and because of a couple of reasons. One, when this case started, it was served shortly after the divorce was served. The PFA was served, in which my client was kicked out of the marital residence. She had 1 hour to gather her belongings with an officer present. And it was an incredibly hectic 1 hour, an emotional 1 hour, and she was focused on taking things such as her clothing and items she would need for work. She had not been able to return to the marital residence until.
Ms. Levitt, I'm going to stop you right there. I need to pause for a moment.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I apologize, counsel. This should be short.
So this relationship's missing here.
All right. Everyone could resume. Thank you for your patience. Ms. Levitt,
Yes,
if you
Judge.
continue your argument at this time.
Yes. So my client was removed from the home by way of a PFA. She was given 1 hour to get personal property with an officer present during that time to ensure, of course, that she left in compliance with the orders. She was focused on getting her belongings such as clothing and items for work at that time. The PFA since then has been dismissed, and my client was, by agreement of the parties that they had worked out between each other, allowed to return to the home on August 15th to get some items. And the petitioner's position is that August 15th exchange or property pickup, I should say, did not go well, and should be the basis for my client not being allowed to return to the home. What I would advise the court is that my client had agreed for a third party to be present at the pickup, which was a woman by the name of Carla Barrier. And she had advised the petitioner that her son would be coming with her. His name is Thad White, but that he would remain in the vehicle. When she arrived for the property pickup, Thad was with my client and he did remain in the vehicle. However, the third party at the pickup was not Carla Barrier. It had been changed by the petitioner to Marcia Barrier without notice to my client. My client said hi to the third party and left it at that. She picked up property. There was no fight. There was no issues between the parties during that pickup. However, we're being advised that my client was inappropriate to the third party, that she brought along her son wrongfully, and that is the concern going into another property pickup. Our proposal is that a neutral third party be hired by my client, such as a private investigator or an off-duty police officer, to be in charge of the not in charge of the pickup, the property pickup itself, but to be present and ensure that it remains neutral and nothing inappropriate occurs, that there is no inappropriate conversations or interactions, which again, my client is offering to pay the cost of. The reason why she wants to actually go to the marital residence to get her property is to ensure that she's actually getting all of her belongings. Otherwise, what's going to occur is potential future litigation when the petitioner packs everything up, places it in a storage unit or a moving truck or a pickup truck or something for my client to receive. And then my client has to inventory all of that. And if items are missing, we have to litigate that issue. This allows my client to go to the marital residence that the parties lived in for 8 years together, that she had only 1 hour to get out of and has barely been back to since then, get all of her belongings, and anything that she leaves behind at that point can be considered abandoned and done. As to the concerns as to who might come with my client or the petitioner not wanting to interact with my client, I think this past weekend really undercuts that. This past weekend, my client's son, who is an adult, I do want to be clear on that, he is over the age of 18, but my client's son had a BMX tournament.
Our grandson did.
A grandson did, excuse me, but the child of my client's son who was present at the pickup had a BMX tournament. The petitioner voluntarily showed up to that event knowing that my client was going to be there because it was her children and grandchildren who were doing that event. She briefly interacted with my client at that event with no issue, and she interacted with my client's son at that event with no issue. We've been told by the petitioner she wants to maintain a relationship with my client's children and grandchildren. And yet we're being told that my client bringing her son to the pickup was one of the issues that was inappropriate. And that is compelling them to say she shouldn't be allowed at the residence, and that my client was not appropriate with a third party. I think those issues are addressed by the fact that it would be a professional, and that the person who my client would have come with her is her son, Thad White, who the petitioner knows and by this weekend has demonstrated wanting to continue an ongoing relationship with, and clearly does not have concerns or fear of if she voluntarily went to his child's event and interacted with him. We believe that she should be allowed to go to the marital residence and move herself out. I think that that's a dignity that in this divorce, both parties should be entitled to, and the petitioner is just fortunately not having to move out of the marital residence because it's being awarded to her. But to have the right to pack herself up and move her belongings out and ensure she gets everything at her own expense is something that we do not believe is too big of an ask. We think it's appropriate under the circumstances. The PFA was dismissed. These parties have reached a settlement, partially through mediation, partially through counsel, but ultimately through their own accord by starting to get along and see eye to eye. There is not a risk here when we involve that neutral third party, and we're just asking for that right. And again, I would emphasize, I think it'll eliminate any issues post-divorce decree that there is property unresolved being withheld from my client or wrongfully disposed of in any way, because the burden will be exclusively on April to ensure that she has gotten what she wants and that one go, and that anything left behind is done. That's abandoned, and it's either the petitioners or the petitioner can dispose of the same.
All right, Ms. Levitt, a couple of questions come to mind. Is a date and time for the pickup already established?
It is not, Judge, because the petitioner had suggested, and I don't want to put words in Ms. Locke or her client's mouth, but the petitioner had suggested that the property be moved to a storage unit, which would not necessarily require a set date for the petitioner to do it. Whereas a pickup from the respondent going would require a set date to do so. And so we had not picked one because it'll ultimately depend on what you decide. My client can schedule the same quite quickly. We would likely pick a Saturday or maybe a Friday, depending on a Saturday would be better with her work schedule. That would be preferred. I don't know, Judge, that I can coordinate a neutral third party for this Saturday plus a U-Haul. It is more likely that the 4th I could coordinate all that for. That would be so this Saturday, September 27th. So actually the Saturday after October 4th would be far more likely to have both of those parts properly scheduled.
All right. Second, it would appear that there is a detailed, itemized list of items of property that your client's allowed to pick up. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, that is correct.
And does she understand that she'd be limited to the items on that list?
Yes, Judge. The only thing that I'll tell the court that I believe is detailed enough and the parties don't have a disagreement on this issue, but just for the court's sake, is there is an item listed as April's personal items, clothing, shoes, pictures, small hair accessories, jewelry, personal framed pictures, etc. I suppose theoretically that could cause dispute if they both say that a certain family picture belongs to both of them. But we actually do not foresee that occurring. I think it's quite clear to the parties what is petitioner's property when it comes to personal items and what is respondents. But besides that list, everything else on the list is very clear, and my client understands that those are the only items she's allowed to remove from the home.
Thank you, Ms. Levitt. I'll turn to Ms. Locke at this point. What is your client's position regarding the proposal that's been made to the court this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. Obviously, we're here today because my client disagrees with the proposal. When this case was served on the respondent, the temporary order said that the marital home would be where my client would reside. April Boyce then barricaded herself in the home. She changed the locks on internal doors. She refused to leave the house, despite attempts by the police to ask her to leave voluntarily. She made accusations that my client abused her, which ultimately led to the PFA being filed and her being removed from the home. After she was removed from the home, she requested pretty significant amounts of personal property, so clothing, personal items, those types of items. Miss Kira freely gave those to her, brought them to my office. An individual from Miss Levitt's office picked those things up. We reached a property settlement agreement as far as personal property goes very early in this case, approximately 5 months ago in April. However, April never came to pick the items up. She never wanted to pick them up. She never made arrangements to pick them up. Since then, she's been out of the marital home for 7 months. She's had 60 days in a rehab facility. And the long and short of it is that my client doesn't feel safe with her being in the home. Emotionally, they have separated from each other. She is not comfortable with her returning to the home, with her disrupting Kira's life that's going on in the home, including their animals and their pets that are all being awarded to Kira. What we have proposed from the beginning is that Kira move all of the items of personal property, which have been agreed to and are known. These two have different styles. There's no confusion about whose clothes are whose or whose personal items are whose. They know that very clearly. That those items get moved to a storage unit, which my client will pay for a month of the storage unit. That way, April can, at her own schedule, pick up the items or continue to store them there. We don't know where she's living and if she even has the capacity to have all of these large items in her current home. She would have a month to remove those things, or she could maintain the storage unit after the first month. This is a clean way for the parties to separate from each other. Again, there's no concerns about the personal property or what needs to be picked up.
I might be in
And just
trouble.
for the emotional and stability in the home, it would be a clean separation, and that is what my client is requesting. It's also important to note that in April's prior marriage, this is the precise way that her and her spouse divided personal property. He got a storage unit, her stuff was put in the storage unit, and then she later was able to pick it up. So this is not something, to my knowledge, that is new to her. And so that is what we are requesting the court order today.
Very well. Court has obviously
Oh, the ex-husband is laughing his ass off right now.
been presented with two separate proposals, each purported to carry out what needs to be done, and that is for April to pick up her items from Kara or her residence. The court finds that Ms. Levitt's presentation makes the most sense. Number one, why move these items twice? Kara's proposal in this case would cause her to have to move it to a storage unit, and then April would have to move from the storage unit to whatever new location or residence that these items need to eventually go to. Number two, she used to live in this residence. It does not seem unreasonable to the court that she gets one more opportunity to go back to the residence that she previously inhabited to pick up her things. And that's what we're here to accomplish. Number three, the court notes that there may have been an incident in the past. That is in the past. We go forward from here. And I would expect that April, in this case, will behave appropriately when she goes to the house and picks up her things. It's a very simple thing. She's moving some things out pursuant to a detailed list. Furthermore, the court is even more comfortable with this because of the specific proposal that Ms. Levitt made, that there would be this professional security person on site. Quite frankly, this court would prefer an off-duty law enforcement officer over a private investigator, though I do understand private investigators in many instances perform services similar to this. And I also know that an off-duty police officer may not be available on the short notice that they're going to be given in this case. But there is an absolute must to have this neutral third person to be a security presence at this location to keep the peace. And I think their very presence would be a deterrent to any acting up from either party. So what the court will do is adopt Ms. Levitt's proposal. Furthermore, the Saturday, October 4th seems to be a very practical time. What are you proposing regarding time of day, Ms. Levitt? 10 a.m.?
A 10 a.m. start would make the most sense, we believe.
What would your estimate be, Ms. Levitt, as to how long this is going to take?
Where's maybe max? 4, maybe 5 hours. 4 seems sufficient in my client's eyes.
Okay, how much help is she going to bring with her?
Well, Your Honor, she's going to need at least one other adult with her because there's a queen bed and dressers and some bookshelves to move.
And the hutch is pretty big.
And a fairly large hutch. So she's going to have to bring at least one adult with her. She would prefer to at least bring 2, quite frankly, just to ensure that none of this property gets damaged in moving out. But if the court feels comfortable with only one individual being there, and if it's just one, it would be her son. If it's 2, it would be her friend Michelle Davis and Miss.
They're out of town. I might just hire some people.
That, or she could hire professional movers, is what she just advised as well.
From what you're describing, 2 big guys, it seems to me, are going to be necessary. You got some very heavy furniture that you're moving from just your description.
Correct.
Make sure that you have adequate help. And certainly your son is approved to be one of those. But
Thank you.
I'll remind April that you're responsible for his behavior. And I think there needs to be a pretty strong session with him beforehand about how his behavior will reflect on you.
Absolutely.
And that he needs to make sure he conducts himself appropriately at all times.
Absolutely.
And the court would also authorize another appropriate person to provide help with the lifting and carrying. So no
Yes,
more
Your
than
Honor.
3. And
Yes,
that
Your
means
Honor.
that's everyone on site,
So
no more than 3.
we'll have the neutral third party off duty officer.
Correct.
And then, of course, that does not include the security officer who's simply there just to perhaps have a copy of the list and make sure
Yeah,
things
yeah.
are running smoothly. All right. And I want to make sure, Ms. Levitt, that person that's going to be the security presence at this location is designated well in advance. And Ms. Locke needs to know as soon as that person is selected.
Yes, Your Honor, we
I
will be
doubt if she's
reaching
going to
out.
have any objection to anyone that you would hire for this.
We
But
will
I
be
think
reaching
they have
out
every right to know.
to individuals on scheduling here today, tomorrow, as soon as we can get them to respond to us and who's available on October 4th. And then we will share that individual's name and information with Ms. Locke.
Okay. And I also think that as a courtesy, they should know in advance exactly who those 3 people will be on site to do the moving. As soon as those persons are determined with certainty, then you need to let Ms. Locke know exactly who those persons will be. Then the court will expect and in fact order complete cooperation from Kara in this place as far as making sure that the move is going to go smoothly starting at 10 o'clock a.m. on October the 4th.
Judge, and I'm fine either way, I just want it for clarity's sake. Do we need any orders on if petitioner is allowed to have someone there alongside her and notice who that may be?
Well, okay, I'll let Ms. Locke address that, but the security presence that we've talked about would help ensure that she doesn't feel unsafe or insecure in any way. But I'll hear from Ms. Locke on that. I'll just make the observation that the more people that are on site, the more potential there is for a problem. But Ms. Locke?
Your Honor, my client would like to have either her mother or her sister there with her, potentially just to watch the dogs, those types of things, while property is being moved in and out of the home.
All right, Ms. Levitt?
Your Honor, the last time the parties did a property exchange, petitioner had the dogs removed from the home. They weren't even present there. And there has been conflict with petitioner's mother and sister before with things that have been said and inappropriate comments towards my client. And we think that that could cause issues. I understand that there'll be an off-duty officer there, but I'm also not trying to place him in a position where there could be known conflict before everybody even gets there. So if the court is going to approve those individuals, we'd ask that it just be one,
I would say Heather,
which is,
her sister Heather, I would.
and
be with.
my client says that she believes that sister would probably be less of a conflicted issue than petitioner's mother.
Heather.
Okay, is Sister Heather one of those persons that you suggested, Ms. Locke?
Your Honor, it was not. It is my client's sister Andrea, who is readily available to be there on this date.
Well, has there been conflict in the past?
Your Honor, when there were accusations made about my client allegedly abusing April, rather than call the police, she called my client's mother. So to my knowledge, there have not been issues. We were not given an opportunity to object to her bringing her son, and we won't object. But this is precisely why we suggested that there just be a clean move with no one there. So we are requesting that my client be allowed to have a family member present.
Okay, and what would this person's role be exactly?
Be there to support my client, help move things
Enforcer.
if that is necessary, to help with the dogs while things are going in and out of the house. The parties have 4 dogs. They were all present last time April was in the home collecting her property. She will have her child there instead of neutral people. And so my client is suggesting that she also get to have someone there with her.
Can't the dogs just be in a backyard or outside the house completely while a move is going on? I don't see how the dogs would facilitate orderly and efficient moving of property. So I mean, is there a backyard fence where they can just simply be let outside while the move's going on?
Yes, Your Honor, it is a 4-hour period, and with our recent weather, there could be challenges to having the dogs outside for 4 hours. Again, this is the party's marital home. My client will be there, and she would like to have another individual there with her. This person will not interfere. My client understands the court's direction, to not
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
make this more difficult than it is.
I think if she wants to have one person there, apparently the mother is considered to be a greater potential for problem. So let's make it the sister that your client designates, Ms. Locke. But she's to stay out of this. She isn't expected to help move anything. That's not
Understood.
her role. I don't know that there needs to be any verbal exchange by this person with anyone that's doing the moving. So if they want to stay in the background and help with the dogs, fine, and provide some emotional support to your client, Ms. Locke, the court will allow it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She just needs to stay out of the way.
Understood.
Okay. Ms. Levitt, I think that this pickup order needs to be a separate order than any decree that issues from this case. Rather than have this placed in paragraph 34 of a decree, I want this to be a separate, distinct order that you draft.
Judge, I can do that. And then if the court will allow me, a day or two to do it, I can actually put the names of the individuals even in the order.
All right. Which would be preferable.
Okay.
All right. I think that we've resolved all of the issues concerning the moving of property. Good luck, April. I hope everything goes smoothly with this, peacefully, non-harassing. Just get your stuff out of there to help in this relationship. Then you can all go your separate ways after that.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. I don't think we've had a hearing on the petition. Ms. Locke, are you prepared to go ahead and present evidence in support of your petition at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, and we, I believe, are in agreement to put the settlement agreement on the record if the court would like to hear the same.
Is there a written document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and administer an oath to your client. If she'll raise her right hand, please. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the matter now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I swear.
Okay. Ms. Locke?
Please state your name for the record.
Kira Boyce.
And Ms. Boyce, are you the petitioner in this matter?
Yes, I am.
And who is the respondent?
April Boyce.
Have you been a resident of the state of Kansas for the 60 days preceding the filing of the petition?
Yes.
And have you been a resident of the state of Kansas since filing the petition?
Yes.
Has the respondent been a resident of the state of Kansas?
Yes.
Did you cause respondent to be served with your petition about February 18th of 2025?
Yes.
Were you legally married to the respondent on February 22nd, 2020?
Yes.
Are you asking this court to grant a decree of divorce of and from the respondent on the grounds of incompatibility?
Yes.
Are there any minor children of the marriage?
No.
Are you pregnant?
No.
To your knowledge, is Miss Boyce pregnant?
Not to my knowledge.
Have you and the respondent worked to resolve all of the marital assets and debts?
I believe so, yes.
Have you reached a property settlement agreement?
Yes.
Have both of you agreed to waive any claim of spousal maintenance or spousal support?
Yes.
Have you agreed that you will maintain your car, your bank accounts, and all other financial accounts listed in your individual name?
Yes.
Have you agreed that you will maintain the animals of the marriage, including 4 dogs?
Yes.
And have you agreed that you will also be the sole owner of the real estate located in El Dorado?
Yes.
Has a respondent agreed to retain the following personal property: her vehicle, your RV, and all of the bank accounts in her individual name?
Yes.
Have you also agreed on a property settlement agreement that includes personal property?
Yes.
And you understand the terms that the court just set forth as far as April collecting her personal property?
Yes.
Have you agreed to maintain as your debt and sole obligation the mortgage, utilities, and expenses associated with the home?
Yes.
Credit cards in your name?
Yes.
Your bank loan for your vehicle?
Yes.
And your 2025 state and federal tax obligations?
Yes.
Are you also agreeing to maintain as part of an equalization the debt on the RV that will be assigned to the respondent?
Yes.
Has the respondent agreed to be responsible for her personal living expenses?
Yes.
The Verizon wireless outstanding balance associated with purchases made by her and her children?
Yes.
Medical bills in her individual name, as well as medical bills or outstanding debt for her children while they were covered under your healthcare plan?
Yes.
Her 2025 state and federal tax obligations?
Yes.
And all other debts in her name incurred prior to the marriage and since separation?
Yes.
Do you agree that anything that needs to be refinanced, you will both work together to refinance to remove the other party's name from those debts
Yes.
within the 90 days of the decree?
Yes.
And in order to equalize the marital estate, are you agreeing to pay to the respondent $28,000 within 90 days of the date of the decree?
Yes.
And are you requesting that your name be changed as a result of this final journal entry?
No.
To your knowledge, is April Boyce requesting her name be changed as a result of the journal entry?
I don't know.
Do you believe that the agreement that you've reached on property settlement is just and equitable in all respects?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to adopt the same?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Levitt, do you have additional questions for Kara?
No, Judge.
All right. Ms. Locke, do you intend to present any further evidence?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Levitt, do you?
Your Honor, I would just briefly put my client on the record, especially to address so that it's clear on the name change since the petitioner was uncertain.
All right, then I'll have April raise her right hand so I can administer an oath to her. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give in the matter now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Ms. Levitt?
Ma'am, are you April Boyce?
Yes, I am.
And are you the respondent in Butler County Case 2024 DM 406?
Yes, I am.
Have you heard the recitation of the property settlement agreement put on the record by petitioner here today?
Yes, I have.
Do you agree that that is the property settlement agreement that you have reached in this divorce matter?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe that it is fair, just, and equitable?
Yes, I do.
Are you asking the court to approve the same today as the agreement of the parties in the order of the court?
Yes, I do.
And are you in agreement that the parties are incompatible and that is the basis for which a divorce should be granted today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And then just a few clarifying so the court can make sure that its record is correct and complete. Ma'am, are you presently pregnant?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And as to your name, do you intend to remain April Boyce following this divorce?
Yes, I do.
So you are not requesting a name change?
No,
today?
I'm not.
Judge, there's nothing further that I have for the respondent.
Ms. Locke, any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Ms. Levitt, do you intend to present any further evidence?
No, Judge.
The court finds from the evidence presented that the parties are incompatible and that the petitioner shall be granted a final decree of divorce from the respondent. On the legal ground of incompatibility, the marriage of the parties is hereby declared to be dissolved. The court further finds that the division of property and debt is fair, just, and equitable to both sides. The court approves the parties' property settlement agreements and make those the orders of the court. Implicit in the court's orders today is its reaffirmation of the earlier orders made by the court regarding the pickup of personal property, which is going to be handled by separate order. No name change is contemplated by the parties at this time. I'll point out to the parties that under the laws of the state of Kansas, they are not divorced based on this oral pronouncement, but rather when their decree of divorce is actually submitted to the judge approves it, and then it's filed with the clerk's office. It is the filing of the decree which is the legal act which divorces you under Kansas law. And then for a period of 30 days thereafter, neither one of you should try to remarry. Any marriage you would attempt to enter into during that 30-day period would be voidable under Kansas law. So wait at least 30 days past your decree's filing date to attempt to enter into a new marital relationship. Again, I hope that the property exchange goes smoothly. It may be your very last item of business between you two. At least perhaps that can go smoothly so that you can get on with your lives. Good luck
She just needs an Italian sausage and a corn dog, and that would fix her right up.
in that regard. All right. Ms. Locke, you'll be submitting the divorce decree to the court's queue today?
That would be my intention, Your Honor. And Jessica, I just added a sentence that says the terms of collection of personal property will be subject to the court's order.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
And then, yes, Judge, I will be sending my client and my signatures back to Ms. Locke today so she can submit them.
All right. Very good. Ms. Levitt, is there anything further that you believe you need to address the court about at this time?
No, Judge.
Ms. Locke, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
And if there's nothing further at this time, the Boyce matter will be in recess and this meeting may be ended for all.
Thank you.
Damn, you make this your right.
Court does call the case of Town Center Place versus Melvin. That's a state of affairs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jackie Snyder, Powder, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Melvin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, you just needed your glasses. Can you state your name?
Secret Melvin.
All right, thank you. All right, the last time that we were here, certain things were, we hoped, accomplished. It was basically the moving of the pots and
This is Brecken's fault.
the cleanup, although I don't think this really went to me.
Food Fairy also tipped me off that this was coming up, but I tried to stream it yesterday when it wasn't up. It was me. She had the date right.
Ms. Melvin, but the cleanup of a Michigan cactus had to be moved. And then, but then the area could then be cleaned up on the ground level.
Yes, and some fencing she needed to remove.
Pardon?
Some fencing, the little white.
She needed to remove that
If she
fencing.
wanted to keep it up, yes.
Okay. So where are we?
I have pictures.
Okay.
I think we're halfway there. Not all the way there yet, Your Honor.
Okay.
These are the pictures I'm gonna show the judge. So we still have some lights that are up on the corner. The first picture that you're seeing is of the patio.
This one
Yep,
here.
these were taken
Okay.
yesterday. There's some lights hung up on the corner here that need to be removed.
Lights.
It kind of looks like a cage
Got-
lights. and-
You're saying on the left-hand side of the picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It looks like there's a bird feeder that's hanging. It's like red. That needs to be removed, and I count 9 pots, 2 of which are empty, but we agreed to 5. And we didn't put a limit on size.
Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, I don't recall us talking about lights.
Yes, we didn't mention it last time, but it was in the first pictures and I forgot to mention it, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I apologize. to the board.
No, it's just that we didn't.
We didn't. I agree with that, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're halfway there. We need to get those down as well.
All right.
We
And
are hanging from the terrace above.
so that's not a picture of the, I mean, the last time we had sort of
A full picture, yes.
yeah, of the balcony because you got one that,
This is not current. This was the last one.
yeah, okay. So we don't have a current one.
Right, and that side of the balcony, Renee can attest to that the other side that's not in this picture looked fine.
Okay.
So she did picture the area that we're concerned about.
So the pots that are now turned over,
They need to make their way somewhere else. There are, it looks like on the ledge, 1, 2, and then the pot holder, 3 kind of up halfway, like, do you see what I'm saying? And then there's 4 big pots that are sitting on the patio level.
so the one that has the one above it, you're counting as 2.
You,
Okay. There are the 2 pots that are turned over
yes,
to the going to left to right.
yes,
Then there's a pot and it looks like there's one above it.
yeah. It kind of, to me, it looks like that is set back, and there's like a stand.
Okay, you think it's back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right.
So I guess I would count that as 2 individual pots. And then there's, it looks like 3, and then there's 2 on the green ledge to the far corner of the patio.
All right. And the other 2 that I'm looking at. The other 2 photos,
Yes.
is that,
Sorry, this is the courtyard in which we talked about. So it kind of looks like Miss Melvin just dumped the dirt over the balcony, but the fencing is still there. And I'm not sure if the cactus is still there. If you go to the very last picture, the one that's like this. The fencing is still there, and I'm not sure if the cactus is still there or not. I can't really make it out with this picture, but I can see the fencing. And so that either if she wants to keep it, she needs to pull it out.
the white fencing?
Yes. Or they're gonna pull it out for her.
Is her balcony directly above this area?
Yes.
Okay. Like, trying to make out the, all right. But I see one of the stakes coming. All right. Where's Melvin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see those pictures?
Yes, I do.
All right. You thought you could get down to, let's start with the balcony. You thought you could get down to 5, right?
What I did, like the first was the flag is on, I dig out the dirt and put one of the plants in there. Then the next one is a flower that has bloomed in the garden for over at least 10 years, and I don't know how it came from. It's an angel trumpet.
Gotcha.
It just popped out. The next one is okra.
Okra?
Yeah, which I ate. And the one next to it is a tomato plant that I eat with my food. The 2 empty ones I emptied. I emptied them over the balcony because I cannot carry them
The
from
dirt.
the 3rd floor down to the dirt place. There were no shopping carts available for me to put anything heavy and to take it downstairs. Now,
Okay, so hold on, I want to understand what plants I'm looking at. So it looks like you have, it looks like there are 2 pots to the right side of the one with the flag.
yeah,
And then there are 2, well, 3, maybe 4
right.
pots to the left of the flag.
Yeah.
You see all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, when you were talking about the plant that bloomed, was that the one to the right of the flag? That's a little bit higher?
No, yeah,
Is that the one you were talking about?
no. The one I was talking about is to the left of the flag. It's called an angel trumpet. And I don't know where that plant came from. I'm sorry, but
No, it's okay.
I
All right.
didn't make it up. Like at the one part that's empty and turned over, where the squirrel put the peanut in. I didn't plant that one, the peanut.
Okay, squirrel planted
Yeah,
okay.
and part that you don't see, at least not on my picture, I had my neighbor take one of the hammock plants and a rose bush. So I got 2 more rose bushes on one it. Soon as it not, well, it rained for Sunday and Monday. So I'm gonna put the rose bushes in my boxes. Plus,
In the box down below.
yeah, in my.
Okay,
My garden.
gotcha.
Um,
So,
Plus, I moved the white fence that was downstairs to the left of the picture. So I could move my Michigan cactus into my other box. But it rained yesterday and Sunday. So, and that black stuff here is from those 2 empty pots that I dumped over the rail.
yeah, I got that.
And I've been going outside and watering and diluting this sand, so.
I got you. So the white fence at the bottom, you said you moved it
Yeah, I took it out yesterday after it stopped raining.
yesterday?
Yeah.
When were these photos taken?
Yesterday after.
Okay. So
Just took it out, that's fine. We're just.
was it after that you took it out? Was it later in the day yesterday?
6, 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay, all right. Gotcha. Okay, and so, and the Michigan cactus you moved,
No, I took the fence off now. I have to move the Michigan cactus because I took the tomato plants out. So I'm gonna like today, if it doesn't rain, I will put the Michigan cactus where my tomato plants are. Or where?
I know this whole thing is just horrible.
In the boxes, because we got 3 boxes. So growing things from growing home. Means I asked growing home to come and give me a 4th box. So the Michigan cactus would be surrounded, but I'm more than glad to move that and put it in the other box because things aren't growing so good anymore.
okay. So you think, I mean, the downstairs you can get yourself cleaned up and all settled, the stuff on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay,
No problem.
and if you did all of that, and now,
As soon as it stops raining.
okay,
We have 3 days.
huh?
We have 3 more days of rain, according to the weather I just checked.
We do. But
I just.
it's
I'm
Michigan and,
just trying to say,
let
let the court know to take that into account,
that what?
to take that into account.
Yeah, no, I think he's made significant progress. Okay, what's that you're showing me?
This is the one tree that I planted flowers in when I moved in 206, 207. It's what our gardens used to look like, beautiful and blooming. Now they look, the whole back end from the building,
Looks,
it's
okay,
impossible.
okay. So let's,
Oh, I have my neighbor here if you want to question her if I did move the rose and she took the other hand. So she's right there.
but I don't think there's any, those were the roses that were on the balcony. So I don't think, they're not in the picture that was taken.
No.
And your plan is to move those roses down to the box?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't,
Into my official garden.
okay, all right, we'll call it that. Okay, but I don't know that I'll need to hear from her. She has the roses. They're gonna be moved down there. The roses are somewhere, but I'm assuming they're with your neighbor and they're gonna be moved.
Okay.
Okay, so now the question becomes, how do we get the number of pots down to 5?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the tomatoes that should be done in a day or so, so I don't know.
Hold on a second. Let's make sure, I mean, there are empty ones and we'll have to deal with those. I'm not gonna worry about those this second, but
Okay, so she only counts the first 5 and calls it good.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 pots.
I concur.
See that?
Yeah, well, that's 2 empty parts and take the,
No, if I include the empty ones, I have 9.
one, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 empty ones.
but there's one that's like, the 2 are higher.
Oh, that's on a stand on the back. That's a plant that probably goes into the house. And 2 house plants.
So those, you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, those 2, they don't stay out on the balcony?
They go into the house now that it gets cold outside. The house plants.
Okay, so they don't go in every night,
No,
or you don't, how do I say it? You don't put them out there to get rain or fresh air or sunshine.
Oh.
Those plants actually stay out there until the temperatures drop,
the 45.
and then you bring them in.
Inside, right.
Okay, so when those would count toward the 5.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason so that you understand, the reason I'm saying that that's the case is because they're not, they're, if they were a plant that you took in at night and you brought out, I probably wouldn't count that. I'd just say, okay, that's a plant that needs to be outdoors on certain days, whatever. But these really live out there until the weather changes, and then you bring them in because they're perennials of some type, right? Those would have to count as part of the 5.
Well, I guess I can just put that angel trumpet into the garden downstairs so I can eliminate that part. And then the other.
Okay, so remind me again, which is the angel trumpet, the one that's next to the flag?
Yes.
Oh, on going left.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the angel trumpet. So you're gonna,
Move it downstairs into my garden.
you can put that one in the garden.
Yeah, but when I moved in, the building was surrounded with angel trumpet flowers. And
Okay.
gorgeous. Plus, we had new neighbors moving in, and they objected to the plant because the plant is poisonous. So that's a persecution of me started when they moved in and keep telling me that's poison, you can't do this. A potato is poison, especially if you eat the green part. I didn't plant the angel trumpets when I moved in, but that's how all this wickedness started.
Got it. Okay. So Oh,
This is my idea of a garden.
I got you. Okay. So what I have is I have the angel trumpet
Next-
going down. Okay.
Next to the Michigan cactus, okay,
You'll put the angel trumpet next to the Michigan cactus somewhere near the rose bushes.
right.
Okay.
In
In her, right, in her
in the
garden
garden
that she
the box.
was indicating, right.
Right.
Okay, so if you do that, that takes me down to 6 pots that are out there.
You mean 6 pots?
Pardon?
6 pots that are.
Right, so if the angel trumpet you take downstairs and do kind of what you're doing with the roses,
Yeah,
then that would leave me with 6 pots that are out there. You're not understanding what I'm saying?
no, if I take the angel pot out, that'd be 1 pot less.
Right, but I counted 7 before.
Oh, is that the one in the background, that house plant?
Which one are you talking about then?
Well, that's it, amarilla, that was gonna go in the house, the 2 empty pots, and then next to is the tomatoes. I can eliminate that, so I would just keep 3 pots, especially the one that has my garlic and basil and parsley in it for my cooking.
Okay. Well, let me back up a second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's reference it from the pot that has the flag in it. Okay,
okay,
so I see 1, 2, 3, 4 pots to the left of that.
no, 1, 2, 3, and 2 empty ones. Or you count?
No.
You counting the one that goes into the house?
Only on Law Talk with Mike.
Well, it stays out there. I'm talking, let's just look at the picture itself. Okay. And so what I have is I have 1, 2, 3, 4 plants and pots. Next to, so we're there. On the other side, I have the one with the American flag and then 2 other ones. So that puts 3 there. So that leaves me with 6.
Oh, you counting the hanging plant?
No, I'm not counting the hanging plant. Unless I'm not seeing, no, I'm not counting the hanging.
Well, if the flag to the right, there's only 1 pot.
And then there's one back in the corner, is what he's saying, behind the flag.
All the way back toward the door wall. There's another pot.
He's talking about this pot right here.
That's an empty pot.
Okay.
That's empty.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, but somehow or another, you're gonna have to get all of the empty pots inside.
Oh, I can't do that.
Okay, can't do that.
No.
Okay,
empty pot,
so, okay, hold on. Just hold on. All right, it's okay. Just, so what? Hold on, just hold on a moment, okay? Let me think it through to ask you this question. So what do you, with the empty pots, what do you plan on doing with the empty pots?
They stay on the balcony all winter. till spring comes and I get some new dirt and then start all over again.
Okay, well, that's gonna be part of our problem, but when they're empty, do you stack them so that you take the larger pot, put the smaller one in, and then the next smallest? Is that what you do normally?
Because that's what I did, you know, one was a flag.
Right, I got that.
I took the dirt out and put that pot in it, so I combined it to make it less.
Okay, I get it. So, okay, so I take it if she were to take the empty pots, sort of combine them for the time being, that is plaintiff going to have an objection to that?
Combine them so that it's one series of empty pots, is what we're saying?
Yeah, that they're empty. And here's my reason for
Just
asking.
trying to get a picture of what you're trying to.
Well, I mean, I don't know the size, I can't figure out the size in the back, but if they're just stacked pots as opposed to the plant, is that an issue for the plaintiff?
No, Mayor.
Okay.
There's not stacked empty pots without anything living in them. No.
All right.
The policy speaks specifically of.
To the plants and keeping the plants careful. Right. That's what I was just reading.
Which is why the two upside down pots, we didn't have a problem. We were just talking about the.
Got
We
it.
didn't know that plant number 6 is what I'm calling it, the back one and
Okay,
4.
okay.
Because we can't see it.
Okay. So, Ms. Melvin,
Yeah.
then if that one is empty, I count it and you move the other one, you're down to 5.
And then we just have an issue of.
Now, I basically question the whole legality of this, because it's my balcony, part of my apartment. And when we started with the gardens, this was the organization that helped us going home. And they have all the questions on hand. I question the legality of them, kind of like wanting to take over what I do. We have 2 companies.
Okay, but hold on a moment. Let me just ask you this. That company that you're talking about, or the organization Growing Hope, was that for the balcony plants, or was that for the pot, or for the, I'll call them the boxes that are downstairs?
Well, there's a question here. Do you have room for 3 4-foot raised beds in a bright sunny spot on a patio or on the ground? Has anyone in a household, there's a question about Medicare and that. Has anyone in your household utilized a food pantry or other food assistance, Meals on Wheels in the last year? Why are you interested in growing your own food? What do you want to grow? Are you willing to wait and track the food that grows and participate in our survey? How much experience you have growing food?
Okay, but
Because that's what it comes down to. That's why we have a garden to grow our own food. Like when they first started the garden, I had a big bowl of tomatoes. Right now, I'll be lucky if I get 2 tomatoes and two little cucumbers. So the stuff isn't growing. And we're
Okay.
gonna have a big food shortage all over the world, not just here. Because on the other hand, these are the regulations from HUD. As a resident, you have the right and responsibility that help makes your whole HUD assistant housing a better home for you and your family. And once we installed the gardens, we made it better for the families because.
Okay, but
So,
go ahead.
yeah.
Okay, but Ms. Melvin, we've got to make sure that we're talking about the same things, because what you're talking about is really what the boxes downstairs are for, right?
Yeah, but it does say patios.
It does say, right, it says patios.
And the sunny spot on the project, on the ground, okay.
Right.
I give you that one, okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So that's really what that's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't, unless there's something else you want to explain to me, I don't necessarily see a legal issue there. Because as long as you're growing in the box and they can then go in and take care of the area that's around the box, should be okay.
In that case, since this is not my first time that they can kind of.
That what now?
To my growing, well, the last office manager, she had my furniture moved in my apartment. Plus, she took out the patio bricks that were around my boxes. So how much authority does a manager have?
They
coming into my apartment and moving my furniture?
When do you say that occurred, Miss Gilman? When did that happen?
About so she's been here about a year, so before she was replaced.
Okay, so
But
just so that I'm clear, somebody came in, moved your furniture, and then what did they do after they moved your furniture?
nothing.
Okay,
They
but
didn't pay me for the equipment they took out. They didn't pay me for the patio bricks that they moved. And I have to get between the bookcase and the couches in the middle of the living room. And so now the building inspector came and wrote me up because I have too much stuff. That the walkway from the door to the window is not 36 inches.
okay, Ms. Melvin, I realize that there's another case that's coming. Okay.
This will never end.
I mean, if it makes things easier, I'm more than willing to try to deal with some of the preliminary issues regarding that right now. But I don't, because I've got an open file here. But you also have your rights to be able to respond to that complaint before the court would necessarily do anything.
Well, I'll
Okay.
go whatever you say. I'll get 5 parts empty. Oh,
No, Miss Melvin, I want to thank you because not that I didn't have faith in you, okay?
thank you.
But you told me last week I was probably going to try to give you a little bit more time to get some things done, but you were definite and told me that you were going to get it done.
Yeah, well,
And I have to say, I didn't expect to see this much progress. Some of it's not in the photos because you did them.
Grown. Oh my God. The low expectations.
Did it last night.
but was raining the last 2 days.
No, I got you. I'm not a big fan of rain either. Okay, so I get it. So, but that you got it done.
Yeah.
Okay, so preliminarily, okay, you raised part of the issue of 2 years ago. I'm going to try to deal with some of it so that when we get to the 10th, maybe we can.
Okay.
You said 2 years ago, somebody came in and moved your furniture.
Yeah, myself, this manager.
That was there. Okay. So when she moved your furniture, what was, I'm just gonna give you an open-ended question. Don't go on too long on me, okay? But I'm just gonna ask you this.
Okay.
When she moved your furniture, what was the problem for you when she did that?
Well, the bookcase is on the wall with all the electric plugs. And the wall where they removed the bookcase from, there is no electric outlets. Then the couch is in front of the bookcase. So if I want to plug anything in, I have to crawl over the couch and put the surge protector in, so we're able to have electricity.
Okay.
And some of my furniture, like my oriental rug,
Pardon?
like I have an oriental rug, it's been rolled up and then stuck in the bedroom, because I can't put it anyplace else. So it's been very complicated with all this stuff. Plus, I had fires, matter of fact, I had a fire last night in the air conditioned unit. The
I have
fire
a
department.
fire report. That's
You had a fire.
Fire. The air conditioner blew up. I had a fire 4 weeks earlier where the fan in the bathroom blew up. I had water coming down from the 5th floor, all the way from the front door to the closet, to the hallway, to the back. And nobody from the office came and gave me any help. They didn't even let me have the vacuum cleaner to walk up.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
Steady.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
You did, all right, yeah, go ahead.
one more thing. I got the, oh, where is it? The summons to court.
For October 10th,
Yeah,
right? And that, I thought we were gonna try to deal with some of the preliminary things, but you threw me a curveball. Because of a fire. I don't know what that, somebody bring some context to that.
I have a report from the fire department. Your Honor, I'd like to see it.
I get, do you mind if I see the report?
no.
Okay, when you're, okay, go ahead. Yeah, let me see that.
Go. I just flipped it to the second page, Your Honor, where the description says she called the fire department. In essence, I'm just summarizing the paragraph. She called the fire department. They came, they didn't find any proof of a fire. They talked to her about what happened. They didn't find any proof of anything happening.
This strikes me as
That's what she
incredibly
described.
manipulative and not charming.
I highlighted the portion for my own notes as to the state of the apartment that they discovered, and
Okay, we'll get,
there was a fire noted that was present on the table. It continues on in that sentence. Exception of the tabletop, like there was a fire on it, but it didn't look like it was recent.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah, well, it says, the tabletop was obviously burned by cool to touch. Well, that burn is about 30 years ago.
that's fine. That's, everybody agrees that it wasn't recent.
Right.
I get it. So,
No,
go ahead.
after everybody left, I used my flashlight and went up and down the air filter. The baseboard was choking in and breaking, and it was done by a mouse. Because I
Okay,
have
okay,
a mouse in my apartment.
Gotcha.
And then are you someone waiting on Zoom that I don't?
Pardon?
You have someone waiting on Zoom that I'm not sure should.
Mm.
I understand there are many people in the docket, so
That's
they might want
what
to.
I thought. Oh, I do have a swear to. Is that ready to go?
It's ready whenever you are. The sergeant is.
Okay,
I
all right.
didn't want that.
I thank you for pointing that out.
That's
I
what they had
just,
to do.
I didn't see. I'll find a point at which we can break and then I'll deal with that, but.
Sounds good.
Okay, so
1 second, when was this report filed?
Yes.
Well, when did you you called the fire department, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what date was that?
Sunday, the
2 nights
21st.
ago,
Huh?
2 nights ago.
On the 21st.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when the report's dated.
So if it was done on the 21st, how can they go to the court and summons me to court on September 15 and serve me this court?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. When I look, I knew we were going to get into it, but when I look at we'll call it the termination case, the other case, that case is about that you need to, there needs to be a 36-inch walkway space in your unit. And it needs to be clear in front of the windows and other potential egresses.
I have the report from the inspector if your honor would like it.
It is clear because I open the patio door all the time and neither I open the window back and forth. I don't have to move anything. And also it's a violation of my right when they walk in just to go walk into my apartment. They have to have my permission. It's my 4th and 5th Amendment. Amendment of the Constitution that protects my right from the landlord entering.
Well,
only in emergency.
Well, okay. Well, you do have a right to privacy.
Yeah.
The concept under the Fourth Amendment, the concept is there. I'm not sure that the Fourth Amendment applies because they're not a governmental actor.
I'm sure it doesn't.
But I get the concept. Okay. So I understand what you're saying on that. But also, when they give you notice, or if the landlord thinks that something may be causing a danger there, okay, they then call the city, okay, and then the city will do an inspection. Sometimes they'll do annual or biannual inspections. Hold on a second. Now, if they just barge in, that might be different, but I don't think that's what happened here. If they give you notice that they're inspecting, or they have reason to believe that there's something there that may be a danger, they can go in and inspect.
Before COVID, the city would come every 2
years
to inspect.
Yes.
Well, it didn't come for 5 years. And I go to city council, and this day it was on Zoom where I brought up the subject because they haven't inspected our building in the last 5 years. So the building department came a month later to inspect.
Yes, they did.
I went to the building department and wanted a copy of what we found. Well, there wasn't too much in the copy. It says no mice, but the copy the building department gave was November 25, and this happened in September. So they make up stuff.
Okay.
And why are they picking on me? Don't you like German girls? Don't you like it? I've been there since 2006. I pay my rent. My husband did 2 tours in Vietnam. We're a serviceman's family. My kids were raised without their father. And I go to church too for years. As a matter of fact, my eldest grandson just came back from Nassau, Huntsville, so he's very well educated. His company started a new office in Ann Arbor. My second grandson is almost finished at Wayne State in statistics. My oldest granddaughter was in the service, and right now she's expecting her first baby.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and my youngest granddaughter just graduated from nursing school. So we have been no problem to the United States of America. We serve this country well.
Miss Melvin, let me tell you something. Okay. You've been coming here a few times now, right? I think you understand me well enough that if I thought they were picking on you, I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, not you.
I know, but part of the reason that I'm here
Yeah.
is and have to and not have to, but want to hear the case is so that one doesn't think that they're being picked up. Okay? So, okay.
I got a letter from my doctor. No, somebody, oh, here. And she sending me lease violation every 5 minutes. This one right here says, I disturbed and harassed a resident, hitting another resident in the country yard. It was all about the dog. And neither one of us think. There's still lease violation because the exterminator found a cockroach. So I go down there.
Okay, hold on. Ms. Melvin, listen to me. Okay. When the landlord thinks there's a lease violation, they would have to send you notification that they think that there's a lease violation. Okay. So, but hold on, just listen. I'm sure that when you get that, you worry about it and you worry somebody's going to do something to you, right?
Well, not so much to me, but it shouldn't happen.
Okay. All right. Just listen. So nothing's going to happen to you until they come here and I decide. Okay. So I don't want you necessarily worrying about that. Okay. They have to do what they need to do to send it to you. But one of the reasons we have the court hearings is because nothing can happen until the court orders it to happen. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So did you get so the city came through and did an inspection, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see that?
This is the report.
Did you get a copy of the report?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. All right.
It's true. The lady's name, Jackie Snyder Power. She works for LLSSCM, the nonprofit legal agency in town.
I do.
They contacted me and we had a meeting in the office for 2 hours.
When did that happen?
That happened before this case was filed, and I was representing the landlord as I always do. And that is my name, ma'am, Jackie Snyder Powdar, that's my name. And then we met with legal aid in the office before this case was filed to try to get this to happen.
Got it.
She refused. So we came here. And Your Honor, so far you've been the only one that could make it.
It's a superpower I have, I guess.
It's a great.
Oh, they wrote me up for the International Property Maintenance Code. Well,
hold on.
This is from the city inspector, who is listed at the bottom. And all Renee did was, and Renee is my client, she just sent it to my office so that we had a copy of it. That's all that says at the top. And Obviously, we waived the privilege there, Your Honor.
Yes, understood. All right, so all right, Ms. Melvin, let's do this before I get into that. You read that through, gather your thoughts. Let me try to take care of the sergeant here and see if we can get this done. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Court will briefly pause from that case and then let's do this.
Thank you.
All right. And I don't. You got the man, but I think my screen. Oh, there he is, Sergeant. All right. Hello, Sergeant. Sorry about the wait.
No problem, sir.
All right. If you could please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that, hang on one second. Yeah. That the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. If you could state your name, your department, and tell me what you know about this matter with reference to the added count 2. And
Okay, yeah. My name is Sergeant Craig Stramick, Ypsilanti Police Department. This is an amendment of charges because the results from the possible narcotics that were found on Mr. Brackman the day of his first arrest and came in. Do you need the whole background on the incident, or are you good with just?
no, it looks like you're amending count 1. That's the note I have, but I don't.
That came back positive for fentanyl as a Schedule 2.
I'm going to take a brief break and then I'll come back and we'll see where we can get with this. All right, Miss Melvin?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a brief break, then I'm going to come back. All right?
Yeah, I need coffee too.
You need.
I haven't met breakfast yet.
Okay. We'll see what we can do. Court is standing in recess.
All right. In a district court for County of Washington, State of Michigan, is now back in session. The Honorable Judge Dave Sevigny.
You may be seated. Of course. Okay, we're back on the record in Town Center Place versus Melvin. All right, the parties are present. Miss Melvin?
Yes.
All right. One of the things, so there's what you were telling me before about the manager having come in and moved your things. And some of the stuff you haven't been able to move back, and you just have put stuff, I don't mean that in a bad way, but just put stuff places so that it's easier for you to maneuver in the unit.
No, right now, since July, when I found the mouse, I had to move stuff to get behind it and pick up all the poop.
Okay.
No, so I haven't put it back yet because this plant issue came up.
Got it.
So, and I had 4 deaths in August. 2 of my neighbors passed away, my daughter-in-law and my son's mother-in-law. Plus, one of the deaths in the building was the head of our garden club. And he had 20 plants on his balcony.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me, so this notice, if you will, from the city is basically talking about making sure there's a clear way to get through your unit into Windows. All right. Now I've not seen it. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. So I don't know if it's 30 inches as opposed to 36 or 24? I don't know. Doesn't matter to me in a lot of ways.
It was
What?
not in my lease.
Pardon?
It was not in my lease.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, because really what's in your lease is that you're going to comply with city code. And so the city code requires it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but it's not something, Miss Melvin, that's insurmountable. It's not something that in a lot of ways can be so devastating. Okay. I've had to deal with a lot of cases where we have this sort of issue. And there are varying reasons why it happens. Okay. So if I said to you, Ms. Melvin, you've got to have a clear path of 36 inches. And I'm going to come over there and measure. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to come over there and measure, make sure that it's 36 and not 35. But hold on. But if I said that to you, how would you try to get that done?
Well, my neighbor volunteered to help me do that. But I haven't had the energy and the appetite to do that since I've been going through all kinds of. So.
Okay, all right. So.
I have help, so he will help me, so.
All right, let me ask you this. The folks that are going to help you, they're your neighbors in the building?
Yeah, I have very good neighbors on my
No,
side.
I don't doubt that. So most of your neighbors are seniors too, right? Okay, so why'd you point to her?
Yeah. Oh.
She was pretending not to be a senior, so I don't know why you're. All right, she ignored you when you did that. She said, "No, I'm not."
Well, I'm only 83.
I know.
But right now I feel like 150.
What? No. All right. So let me ask you this. You've got people that will help you. And that's why this isn't so insurmountable. It's something that can be accomplished and done. So are you going to need, I guess need may be the wrong word. Would you like it if we tried to find you some additional help to do that?
Well, I don't think my apartment is big enough for additional help.
Well, I'm not going to send like 20 people there. I mean,
I know, it sure looks like.
Here's what I'm asking you. If I can, would it be of help to you if we could find somebody to help you kind of move things around and get it to where it would be comfortable for you to sort of.
No, my neighbors be fine.
Sure. If I ask your neighbor, is she going to tell me the same thing? You think? Okay. You don't see her. She's shaking her head saying, no, I'm not going to tell you the same thing, Jeff.
Okay.
So that Ms. Melvin, sometimes I think, especially as we get older, and I'm going to include me in that, we keep thinking that maybe we just don't need people to kind of just assist us. That doesn't mean we're not in control. It's just.
Well, my oldest granddaughter, they just bought a house in Ohio.
Okay.
So I asked her to come and pick out what furniture she wants, because I do have furniture.
Got it.
You know, and
so
she doesn't want any.
When is she going to come up and
Spoiler
do
alert.
that? You think, or?
no, hopefully they come and pick what they want and take it with them.
Okay, right.
And I've been going around with that for quite a while. So,
Okay.
you know, my one son would take it, but his wife wouldn't like it.
Okay, all
It's
right.
from your mother, so. But no, soon as we get this mice issue taken care of, so I no longer have to look to the boxes under that, into the mouse trap, see if there's a mouse in there. I don't have anybody come and pick up diagnose. I've been in the.
Okay.
So
But maybe that if people can come in and kind of get things moved around for you, that might make that part easier too.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
if we have more bookcases downstairs in our community room, because when COVID started, they removed all that stuff. So I got 2 shopping carts full of books. So we get the bookcases instead of the milk crates, milk
cartons.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is way below everything else in that institute.
Okay, so let's do this then. I mean, I can't do anything about that right this moment. But what I want to do is see if some way we can get you some assistance to get the aisleways. Okay?
Yeah.
Would you,
Yeah, okay.
could we,
Come and measure them. I'm not gonna move the building, because I didn't build the building. And my sons are in construction.
I am never going to expect you to move the building. Although I'm going to tell you something, Ms. Melvin. If I told you you needed to move the building, I think you would fit. Yeah,
I have connections upstairs.
All right.
You'd be surprised how he works.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never surprised by that, ma'am. Yes, Council.
She does have, that we were made aware of this week, a DHHS person that came out to assist her by the name of Renita Young.
Okay.
ADPS.
What was that?
What did she say?
There was a person that came out to assist you from DHHS from the state.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be here today.
Okay, hold on.
So I don't know if it's legit.
Okay, hold on.
She was a social worker, Your Honor. She was not a lawyer.
Right.
Renita Young.
Okay. So did you talk to her?
Yeah, she came to my house twice, unannounced, and on Sunday after Labor Day.
Okay.
Or before Labor Day. And well, this is from legal aid, but like I said, she said she'd be here.
Okay. It's okay if she's not here. Okay.
We need her young.
Okay.
So
And did you talk to her about help? Did you know about the 36 inches at the time that you talked? Okay, so hold on. I got one more question. Could you call her and ask her if there's help available to try to get that resolved for you?
well, I got her business card at home. I didn't bring that one.
Okay. So you think you can call her to see if
She's willing to come, okay.
Okay.
I don't know, she might not want to move stuff,
No, right, but
She did get my internet turned on, but not my phones. Because somebody cut off my internet and my phones. I bought a new phone and
Yes.
now that damn thing doesn't want to work. Plus that caption phone that you see advertised on TV, it doesn't want to work. But if you go to the lobby downstairs, dial my apartment number, they gave that a number out for free for anybody that presses 314. How did that happen? I didn't give the office permission to use that phone number.
okay.
Do I need to address that?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, Ms. Melvin,
Yep.
the way we're going to do this, we're going to kind of do it one thing at a time. Okay? Because I think, here's what I think happens. Okay? But it happens to the best of us. There's something in front of us that we've got to deal with, and then something else happens. Right? And then you start trying to deal with that, and you may forget about this and whatever. That happens. It's life, right? So you were trying to deal with one thing you were talking about, and then like you said, then the plant issue came up, and you had to deal with that. And so that other thing goes by the wayside. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. So right now, what's in front of us is we have to deal with trying to make sure your unit is in compliance with the city code.
Oh, you want to hear something funny?
Okay.
Before COVID, the building would come and inspect, but after COVID, it didn't come. And this is like 5 years later. So I was at City Hall, and the first time they used Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, I did my spiel. I said, they haven't come here since COVID. Well, they came months later. So I'm really responsible for my own violation.
Okay. You may be that they found it, right? But it's important. Okay, so here's what we'll do. You have the one court date that is set for the 10th.
Do I have to go there?
Yeah, you got to come to that one. Okay, on October 10th.
Can we make it like 1:00 in the afternoon?
You're on the 10th. Hold on. What time she said it?
8:30.
It's at 8:30. Yes. Well, the first hearing can't be set then. But when your case is heard, it's going to be adjourned, right? And it will be set because jury selection is that following week for us, it won't be set till the 24th. So here's what I'm going to suggest we do. All right. And anybody that has an objection to it, let me know. But I'm thinking the 10th, that we won't, you're apprised of all of your rights. You'll get an adjournment and all of those things. But just have everybody come back on this case and the other case on October 24th.
That date could be asked that the rest of the porch, the rest of
Pardon?
the patio. At that date, could be asked that the rest of the patio be cleaned up.
Exactly. That's
Down the lights that are here.
right. The light. Okay. Don't let me forget about the lights because.
And that's why I'm mentioning it now, as well as whatever is happening with this tarp situation in the back. I don't know what's happening with it, but I can't even tell if it's a tarp.
What is a tarp?
It's a big teal block. It's the best way I can describe it, Your Honor.
What's a tarp?
Okay, do you have the pictures in front of you and got it? Okay, look at the balcony one that we were dealing with. All right, you see in the very back on the left-hand side, there's a like teal or green tarp.
Oh, that's plastic.
Right. What's under that?
My comforters and my bench. I got a garden bench.
Oh, you have a bench that you sit on out there?
Yep. And
Oh.
watch the sun go down.
Gotcha. And so the tarp is covering that.
Well, right now it's been raining, so it wouldn't make it the comforter wet. So I put.
So you put the tarp over. Okay. So
That's fine, we didn't know what it was.
we, okay,
Yeah.
all right. They just didn't know what it was. That's okay. It's all right, Miss Melvin.
We had no
You,
idea.
you want to know what?
Like a teal.
Miss Melvin, I almost thought it was that only because if you look real close on the very left of that green thing, I can see an arm of furniture or it's a leg
Or something.
or
We
something.
didn't know what it was, we just wanted to know that
That's
it was.
some of the plastic bags I took when I removed it from behind the refrigerator, make sure there's no mouse or mouse poop in it. So I'm putting them on the balcony to kind of air them out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. But there's furniture under that. And that's just, you have a green tarpus furniture cover.
Got it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So the hanging lights and the bird feeder.
And it is $1 million company, the federal housing pays for it, we taxpayer pay for it, and I gotta listen. Look at all the paperwork. Oh, one more issue.
Oh, I have a feeling there's more, but
Oh, there's a lot more.
okay.
The city scope.
The what?
City scope from Hart. Comes from Hart to my house. My sons are in the construction business.
Okay.
So that is started saying that COVID started and each apartment supposed to get a humidifier to be safe from the COVID. Well, our building got one humidifier and it is in the exercise room. The rest of us didn't get any humidifier.
Okay.
Yeah, I got more.
I'd have to say I don't know anything about that, but maybe that's something that's going to be addressed at some later point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the balcony because you got a bird feeder out there.
If that's what that.
No, it's not a bird feeder.
No, it's a lantern.
Yeah,
I can see
saw
the
it
inside.
it says
I see it.
the window in it.
Yeah, I see it.
it.
Huh?
I hope to concentrate that much on Alma, senior citizen. Because when the smoke detector or the building inspector came, the smoke detector didn't work. So they charged the tenant $30 to put the battery into the smoke detector, which is part of the building code.
Okay, I don't know anything about that.
I know.
So that looks like a lantern to me, council, not a bird feeder.
Okay.
Okay. So. I don't think well, I'm not sure what this is the red thing in the middle, is that a type of bird feeder?
No, I just put water in it for the birds. And I basically have to replace it almost every other day because it gets green and slimy, which is another problem we have for water in the building. Because our water turns our silver, at least my silver, black. Plus it has spots on the sink. They said PHF, forever chemical.
Okay. So back to the red thing. That's like a cup that you give birds water.
Yeah. It's like when I water the flowers on my plant.
Then you give them some water so that they have one.
Because without the birds, I ain't gonna have no butterflies and I'm not gonna have any garden, which is the problem with that. Because I get 2 tomatoes and this is September. We're not gonna have any food because all the animals.
Because of the pollinate, right, I get you. So. Hold on. Is the plaintiff have any objection to Miss Melvin watering the birds? Really hoping you say no, otherwise I'll rule about the watering of birds.
hanging on the balcony.
I understand it's hanging on the balcony. I also understand that it may look like something left over from a fraternity party because it looks like a red Solo cup, but
I didn't say that, you did.
what?
I did not say that, you did.
Yeah, the problem is you understood what I was saying. So
Actually, I've never experienced, but yeah.
okay, fine. We'll both go with that.
Truth.
All right.
It has the balcony.
The balcony.
That's it. The
Sorry. She's looking for a policy, the policy.
About watering, hanging.
Yeah, because she just wants to make sure.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do for right now. For right now, I'm gonna let her water the birds.
Okay.
I just. Otherwise, we're gonna have a bunch of thirsty birds running around. And then what is she gonna do? I know. I know. And then they're gonna be showing up at the door looking for water, and then it's like, all times of night they show up.
Weather would come. Very specifically in the policy, no bird feeders or food containers that would attract birds, bees, insects, or animals of any kind.
Yeah, food containers.
No, but
I mean, I get that. Hold
I
on.
know,
one
I'm not
moment.
trying to, it just anything that would attract the animals of any kind is the concern. And so if we're going back to the original concern of this complaint, reason that we're here, that would definitely qualify. So my concern.
Good, I'm listening.
it's not,
Miss Melvin, hold on a moment. I've let you talk. I'm gonna let that as we try to figure out about the watering of the birds. Go ahead.
Concern just basically holds to the basis of the complaint was that we didn't want to attract animals. After filing this complaint, we did attract some animals. We had some animals in the unit, as she brought last time, and yeah, we're here now. So
let me ask you this. If she took one of the, let's say, the bottom plates from her potted plant, filled that with water, that would violate the policy because she'd be attracting birds who are going to find water because they're thirsty.
this is specifically a bird, something in which is supposed to have birds come and get water, right? So the collection basin on the bottom of a plant doesn't specifically call for birds to come and get water, whereas this does, is the difference. And Your Honor, we are literally splitting hairs here.
Oh, I know, but they're not, I'm not splitting anything. I'm listening to each side and then I'm going to make a call.
Yep.
Like it or not.
Yep. So all I'm asking is that it's also hanging on the patio, and we talked about how that's not good for other reasons. So I would ask that the lights be removed, and I would ask that the bird waterer be removed.
So the light, what's the problem with the lights? Because we're going back to the lights. I mean,
They're hanging on the balcony above her.
that's my Christmas lights.
oh, those lights.
We don't have a-
Hold on a moment. Just hold on a moment. Okay. So, right, we'll get to the lights. In terms of water, she can water the birds. I mean, I'm not.
Birds are not nice, so.
Her last name isn't Dillinger. She's not trying to do bad things. She just. And so I'm going to let that happen. Okay, now Miss Melvin.
Yeah.
Okay.
May I have one question? What about the picture on the bottom, all the stuff that's supposed to be plants?
That is what?
All plants?
On the bottom?
Yeah, right here, and on the white patio door.
No, those are trees from the lawn in front of it.
That's a reflection you're seeing.
That's what,
A reflection on the glass.
Reflection from where?
Council's indicating to me is that's a reflection of the trees that are outside on the glass. That that's not something that's on the balcony.
Correct.
Well,
In the previous,
I'll take their word
in the
for it.
previous picture, you can see them a lot clearer.
Okay.
there's no tree. Because this was a tree that would have been there.
Okay, but I'm not gonna,
Okay,
I'm,
we'll skip that subject.
okay. So, Ms. Melvin, tell me about the lights. What's that about?
Christmas lights.
Okay,
And sometimes I turn it on in the evening when I sit there and it looks nice and the lights sparkle. Oh, I hope she looks underneath the carpet too.
everybody takes their date. She just took it. No, don't worry about it. So, Ms. Melvin,
Yes, sir.
do they hang out there all year or what's the deal with those? The lights?
Oh, I leave them on. Because I use them different times when I sit down, and you plug in. It's not like flames.
Okay. I can't see. What are they hanging from?
Oh, just the wires, the same thing wires that the plant does,
Oh, I see. So,
Yeah, do you see that little green?
right, so there's like a hanger in the hole on the railing. And you've attached the light to those?
Yeah. And they have this metal screen. We have like 4 or 5 sunshine symbols on there. They didn't check the picture.
Okay, so here's the thing, Ms. Melvin. I don't really have an objection to the lights themselves. Okay? Here, the problem here is the same problem with the hanging baskets. That you can't hang something from the railing above you.
Well, it's not really the rail because
Well, no, okay. I'm not gonna get into that. It's on the railing. It's just like the baskets are they're on that railing above.
Yeah.
But they're on a hook
And
thing.
metal.
And that's, yes.
On a metal hook.
Okay, but so what I did allow until December 15th, or this basically making sure this season's over, that you were allowed to have the hanging plants.
Well,
Okay, but that was an exception that I ruled because you had the plants there. And quite frankly, I think the plants are the ones that are hanging are beautiful and they've got to bloom, they've got to do what they're going to do. The lights are a different issue. And so I can't in good conscience allow you to hang the lights from that balcony.
okay.
Okay.
No more Christmas.
Okay. Something told me you were going to say that. I have nothing against Christmas. And I'm not trying to cancel Christmas at your house, Miss Melvin. So don't go out there and saying that Judge Simpson canceled Christmas at my house. I'm not trying to do that. You just can't have the lights hanging in the fashion that you're hanging. Oh,
God opens the way. He will get me in the right place to think what can do.
okay.
I can take a flagpole, but now put it on my balcony. And then attach the light to that.
What?
Take 2 flagpoles on my balcony and then attach the lights to the flagpoles.
Well,
So what property can I do
I just had to make a grand shot of Judge Simpson because it's his biggest fear in life.
On my balcony.
Okay. All right. Let me
Okay, let's.
no, you're okay. I mean, it's a good question.
Bang inside of her window so that she can see them outside.
No,
Inside of the building so that they are in the window.
No,
Your Honor, if this needs solution.
it doesn't say that. I have a right to live happily. As a resident, you have the right to responsibility that make you HUD assisted housing a better home for you and your family. That's what HUD says, and HUD's a federal housing and
I
not
was trying to offer
Winfield
her
and not Rosen Management and not the rule book that they printed up, trust to taxpayer paid for. There's about what 90 pages of what you can't do in the house rules. It's all paid for by my taxpayers' money. This is what HUD says. It is a HUD building and it's issued by the United States government.
okay. So I get you. So, but here's what I'm gonna get. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out a way that you can hang Christmas lights that is going to be acceptable to both parties.
Well,
Okay, because I get it.
Sure.
But when you were
Try to
talking
get out of
about
it.
stringing it between two flagpoles, that's going to be an issue, I think. The other thing that I've got a problem with is, and council had indicated maybe your patio door, but when I look at the provision regarding doors or windows, nothing shall be hung or placed outside of any window in an apartment. Nothing shall be hung or suspended out of the window, including items. So you're saying if she puts that inside
I'm sorry.
and connected or originating from the inside, I'm looking at, we've been dealing with the patios, balconies, and porches. And now I'm looking at the doors and windows section below it on page 13 of the house.
I see that here.
well, the patio door is not on the pictures. So the patio door is over here. This is just the window.
Right. Okay, but, right, no, I hear you, but I'm just saying. So when I read that provision while you go through that, council, it does seem like Melvin might be right. I tell her to take him down and cancel Christmas.
Well, can I put a Halloween up?
Miss Melvin, I'm not dealing with Halloween right now.
Okay.
All right.
Well, how about the Constitution of the United States since Columbus Day is around the corner? Or it's Oktoberfest, can I put a German flag up? Well, it's all questions. We gotta have some.
No, I have an Oktoberfest expert. Hold
We
on.
gotta have some kind of freedom in
You deserve every bit of this, Judge Simpson. It's fun. We're enjoying it.
this country. That's why I came to America, to be free.
Your Honor.
And Miss Melvin, you are.
Thank you, it's up to him.
Oh, it all is up there. I got that. So, yes.
So
Yes.
as long as it doesn't interfere with the ingress and egress, you could hang lights. They're fine.
There's a what?
So as long as it doesn't, so your door wall, your actual patio door is to the left of this picture, right? That's the one
No,
that's
it's
going in.
not on the picture.
Right, it's not on the picture, but it would be to the left of the
Yeah.
picture, right? So what they're saying is you can hang lights as long as it doesn't interfere
With the opening of the window.
with the opening of the door wall.
I
or
know.
window.
it's not. The door wall is free of everything.
And that's kind of what this bottom policy is trying to address. You need to be able to get out. So if there's something hanging in a
Hanging, correct. So,
but you can do it in
Oh,
a way
she
where it's
does,
not
for sure.
obstructing it.
and
Oh, and that-
not obstructing that, and is not hanging off of the rail.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's
no,
completely
it's not
acceptable.
hanging off the rail. It's a doorway. You open.
No,
this-
no, I know, but what I'm saying is the lights in this picture, that S hook hanging off of the balcony above.
Yeah.
Okay, so that can't happen,
Well, I take
but you
it off.
can, okay, so I am not a decorator. So I don't know how this is gonna happen. But you gotta take the lights down from where they are, but you can have lights outside. If you do it, so you figure out how you think it can be done out there, okay?
Wait,
And then, hold on, and then bring it back to me. I'll take a look, hear objections, and then we'll figure something out. All right, that way Christmas will happen.
Yeah, can you put that in writing so I can post it on our board so all my neighbors will know
Your Honor,
what
this
to
only
do
applies to
that?
Your Honor.
I am not, I'm trying to solve this
Mystery.
issue. I wouldn't want to make it a general ruling only because I haven't seen every other unit. I don't know if every unit's the same as yours. I don't know. So I can't do, that would be a good idea, but I can't do it. Okay? So what we gotta do is we gotta find a way to fashion your lights. You'll be back before me October 24th. I will look at the lights and then we'll figure something out. We'll have it, I promise you this, we will have it all settled before the Christmas season happens.
Okay. One question, since I'm gonna be October 26th, can we skip this one?
Which one, on the 10th?
Yeah.
That's what I was into. If either party had an objection to that, then I'll hear it on the 10th. But I think we made headway to try to get what I would have done, quite frankly, on the 10th in any event.
She would, I mean, Your Honor, the whole point of the 10th is for her to hear her rights. So I have no objection skipping that day as long as the rights
She got her rights here. You remember all the rights on the video?
is sufficient to the court. That's my only,
I got you.
okay. I'm
But
fine
if-
with the 10th
so-
Your Honor wants us to, if she's okay to read, well, that's the rights one.
She
So,
doesn't want to be here at 8:30 on Zoom. So, Miss,
well, neither do I for that matter, but.
Oh,
no, not right now.
Honorable, this October 10th was safe served to me like 2 days ago. And I didn't have a new court date for today. It didn't come in.
It didn't come in your mail? Okay.
No, but I went to the library and they checked it out that I had a court date today. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I'm glad you
I
made it.
had to do it the hard way.
Yes. Okay, we'll try to,
Yeah, the library, no phones work, no internet work. You go to the library and they're more than helpful.
okay. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
We can print off a copy of that, right?
Of the rights?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set both of these cases to October 24th. Noting council's, and you're right, in terms of the rights. I'm gonna provide to you, my staff's gonna give you a written copy of those rights today. Okay, so that you have them. You heard them already when this case began, but we're supposed to give them to you with each case, okay? So what I'm gonna, is that okay with you if I give you a written copy of them? Okay, And then we can put everything over to October 24th.
Okay.
All right, so on October 24th, we have the tiny issues regarding the balcony and making sure it's as it is. Okay, so that's one issue. The lights have to be redone some way. They can't be hanging. Okay, I think that the fencing should be out on that lower level, but everything with that you have down in the box, right?
What about the mice issue?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know the significance of the mice issue.
Well, it's very significant because I got all that stuff in the living room. And I'm waiting to make sure the mice don't come back on the shelf and in the closet or behind the refrigerator.
Okay,
I
so-
put all that back.
So here's
I
what,
didn't, just one thing.
yes,
I
ma'am.
haven't been in the grocery store in 2 months. I haven't bought groceries, so the mice wouldn't eat my food. I've been eating out.
Okay, so here's what we can talk about that issue, but I think
Okay.
before we could do anything necessarily about that, because I mean, first of all, it's getting cooler around here, so mice are gonna head in any event. But even if that weren't the case, I think we have to have the egress and ingress through your apartment so that we can then assess what we're looking at. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right.
Because I need to know if it's free from mice, otherwise I'm tiptoeing through the carpet, this, I gotta put extra shampoo on this, the carpet, so I don't step in it or sleep in it or, so it's very nerve-wracking.
Okay. So now, get back to what I originally started with.
Yeah.
You think you've got enough people to help you?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do though. Ms. Melvin,
Okay.
and I won't do it if you have an objection to it. Do you have an objection to me making some calls? And they would contact you. I wouldn't just making some calls to see if we can get somebody that at least will offer you the assistance. If you don't want to take it, I can't force you to do that. But do you mind if I make some calls and see if we can get somebody over there? Because I think I know a couple of organizations that help seniors one day, they'll come over one day and just help you kind of move things and get yourself situated. I know. Yeah, I think what you do is this. Kind of make it a neighbor party.
Yeah.
Just invite the neighbors over. They'll look. Yeah. Okay. So that's one thing. Now you said you also, and so that everybody's looking at things, you said you go to church, and sometimes churches have people at the church that will also help out. So you might want to ask there, somebody will give you a hand also.
Well,
I know you're heck bent on having your neighbors do it, but
no, but now that the internet is working, I'll be able to contact my church.
got it. Okay. Okay.
So, and,
So you do that, I'll do the other part and see, and then individuals will be, you don't mind if we give them your phone number, do you, to contact you?
it would be my pleasure. This way I would know my phone works.
I walked right into that. Okay. So do we have her, make sure we have her phone number that we can provide too. Okay?
I don't, but I'll get it from you before we're done today.
Pardon me?
I will get your phone number before we're done today.
That's it, because it might not work if you just look it up.
Okay.
Because right now, the intercom in the lobby would give you my phone number. But my phone number doesn't work inside my house.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We'll give them your phone number. You have an email address too?
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll give them both.
okay.
All right?
I have to go to the library to check my emails and make sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay? All right.
I do have a few young men that know about my situation when I walk up and down and around the lobby and the young people, and they offer to come to help and catch the mice.
Okay, well, if you feel safe with them there
So
helping you, then
the news is all over town. I have mice. At City Hall, I was walking and here the mouse calls up, so I go inside and told the clerk, hey, you better fix that hole right there because the mice is in. Channel 7 had it 3 days ago. Well, Plymouth Township is inundated pandemic with mice. They put it on Channel 7. We're like, huh?
yeah. So that's what happens. It's Michigan. It gets cold. Mice get warm. They'll go inside. That just happens.
Since 1967, I had a house mouse. We had a house with an acre of land and now I never had the house mouse.
Well, you've been lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get all of that information to you and then we'll do October 24th at 3 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. And that hearing,
Thank you. And I will be at City Council first of the month.
Okay.
I have a few questions.
Yes.
I don't mean to take up any more of your time.
No, it's all right.
I haven't got much time to talk.
Wow. Wow. Everybody was taking their digs. So go ahead. That's fine. You had yours now. Go ahead.
I'm ready. Okay. So at the next hearing, are we going to address what she talked about as far as doing this all again in the spring of next year?
What? What?
Here,
Because we're just going to be back here next year if that's the case.
right. And
I would
I,
like to avoid that.
right. And that probably is going to require some other type of an agreement.
Yes.
Put that on my list. And I won't give an answer because I'm not sure if I can, but
Then the other thing that is coming up is just the issue of inspections. The city inspector is coming again on November 3rd through the 7th to redo the building inspections as she,
the 3rd through the 7th.
of November. As
Okay.
she, didn't pass. The last time her unit is going to be re-inspected for that for the city inspector. The management, Renee and Kathy, are gonna do an inspection this week. And
Oh, Ms. Mount, hold it.
to finish preparing for those inspections. And she's received notice. They have to do that just in course. There are.
Well, but were there other issues besides the egress that need to?
There was an issue with the re-glazing of the kitchen cabinets that needed to be addressed.
Which would be a management issue.
Yes.
Okay.
So they need to go in and inspect for any wear and tear or anything like that. And she needs to comply with the repairs that need to be done to continue to keep up with the habitability of the entire building and keeping things nice.
She sent out a paper before they would come and replace the sink top that I would have to be responsible for paying for it.
No, Your Honor, that's incorrect.
Hey, I got it.
It was just simply that
I got it.
I have it as well.
Okay, let's do this. Okay.
That it needs to be done. And there's
Well-
just requirements for keeping the area clean and so it can dry.
I got you. So here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna let them in to do the repairs that the landlord has to do. Yes.
That means I have to take everything out of the kitchen and the kitchen sink has to come out.
Are they redoing the kitchen sink or
No.
just glazing?
It needs to be
You have to put it to top.
It needs to be reglazed.
Okay.
What's that?
That's a picture of the area in which needs to be reglazed in your unit.
Oh, that's been there for years, the kids.
Okay,
No.
which is probably why they have to do it.
Well, they're gonna clean it up,
Clean what up?
the mess that the contractors make. Because if they have to take out the top of your sink, you have to take out
This is your Frankenstein, Judge Simpson. Enjoy.
the sink.
But they're not gonna be
Disconnect
taking,
the plumbing.
they're not gonna be taking out the sink.
They have to.
No, they're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be doing reglazing around your sink. All right, so Ms. Melvin, here's what I want you to do. Okay, when are you going to do that?
I don't have it scheduled because she was supposed to sign the paper so I can schedule it. And she never returned.
So they're gonna go in tomorrow to see about how long it would take, and then she was going to schedule it.
Okay, here's what. That's 2 entries.
I have to inspect for them to know what they have to do, Your Honor.
I get it. I understand, counsel. All right, so Ms. Melvin, who's going in tomorrow to look?
Renee is, as well as Kathy?
No,
Oh, just you?
No, she just ordered me to go in.
Great.
Who's doing what?
Good point.
Yes.
Renee and a maintenance guy.
All right. Okay, so Ms. Melvin, what time tomorrow?
Whatever time she wants us to come.
All right,
She's gonna do what?
hold on. So here's what has to happen. They've got to come in and it shouldn't take very long. It's going to be a maintenance person coming in to look at it so they can get a idea of how long it will take to reglaze the sink.
Okay.
And then
The sink out, we don't have to disconnect. the
they
water,
don't, no,
so
they
I
just,
don't have to flood.
okay, they're not doing all of that.
Okay.
So they need to reglaze, they need to figure out how long or approximate how long it would take and then schedule.
Does it stink?
Huh?
Does it stink?
She's gonna have to be-
Sometimes the glazing, yeah. It's a 4-hour process. Okay, no, we'll figure it out. Let's get the first part of this done. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna order so that we don't run into a problem. So what time do you want them to come tomorrow?
Not before 11,
Not before 11, so give me a time you'd want them there.
about 1 o'clock. maybe.
Okay, 1 o'clock. They're gonna come in. It shouldn't take that long. They're gonna schedule. Okay? Then upon scheduling it, they'll have a date and time to schedule when they're gonna come in and do it.
Not make a mess.
Huh?
And not make a mess.
Or if they make a mess, clean it up. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay? So here's what I want. What I want is a communication to my office that the initial inspection took place tomorrow. So send that to Ms. Widely.
Okay.
Then once it's scheduled, I want that also communicated to my office so that I know what date it's scheduled.
Okay.
Now, in terms of that scheduling, when you're scheduling it, do you work it out with the tenant in terms of what day they're coming, or how do you do that?
They kind of give us days on which they can come.
Which the people can come. Okay,
So it's sort of like we're at their mercy.
got it. Okay, so what's gonna happen then, Ms. Melvin, everything that's happening regarding this is gonna be communicated to me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
We can do like, we can say, can you come in the afternoon? Can you come in the morning? We have that,
You have that flexibility.
but not like,
Okay,
Yeah.
having gotten to know Miss Melvin, it's gonna be an afternoon. All right?
yeah.
So they're gonna set. So once they do this first part, then they're gonna schedule the time for them to come. I've told them, because just some of the things you said, it's gonna be in the afternoon, not gonna be in the morning.
I need my beauty sleep.
And it's working just fine. Okay? All right, Miss Melvin. So that's the way we're gonna do it.
Yeah, because
And then-
there's some more issues coming up. Okay, see you October 21st,
At 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I did that just for you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right, Ms.
Like I said,
Melvin.
I need my beauty sleep. but,
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
ma'am.
this is the funeral and people dying on this and the mice. It's been like the worst one in my whole life. Even my divorce wasn't that bad. And I grew up in World War II, so I'm used to excitement.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. McKee.
Yeah.
Court's in recess.
Well, that was absolutely excruciating. All right, we're coming up on 3 hours here. I mean, we kicked it out with the fun SovCit in 3B. Then we had a really dumb guy in Braley. That was kind of fun, making her crazy. But that only took a couple minutes. And then I guess we had the Indigo Girls, and we moved on to this nonsense. Good Lord. I appreciate those of you who hung with me on this. The only way I could lighten the mood here was to make a Grinch out of Judge Simpson. Which he really isn't. He was like bending over backwards for her, but she still accused him of it, which is why it made it fun for me. All right. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.